Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order for the Corton Town Council. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone please rise, flags in the back. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. First order of business is approving the minutes from the previous meeting. Any questions, concerns there from anyone?
I had nothing, so I think you can make a motion to approve.
Thank you,
I'll
Harlan.
second that.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Next order of business is approving the claims and signing the bills. Any concerns there from anyone?
I didn't see anything in it. I'd make that motion to approve.
All right. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Planning and zoning. Mark, what you got for us tonight?
Everything I got is from the treatment plant, pretty much.
Okay.
Ron talked to me today, I already explained to Paul that they've got a large generator over there, a very large generator, and the radiator cap, it rusted and fell apart on. This was from the 60s, and they've searched everywhere. There's only one place that has the replacement caps, and one guy owns them all. And the problem is, well, it's $249, that's one problem. But the problem is it's eBay, which means you can't use the town credit card. So Ron wanted me to ask for approval for him to buy it with his own money and get reimbursed, but he's not gonna eat the taxes. It's $249 for the cap, it's a 4-inch radiator cap, $13.29 for the shipping, and then there would be tax.
But the town doesn't pay taxes at all. We're not allowed to pay taxes.
We're not allowed to, or
I
it's
know,
the
we're not.
The other option is a $22,000 new generator. The only place they looked everywhere. I mean, they came in at the end of the day and said that the only place they found, they even called the manufacturer. And the only person that has one guy's got all 7 of them.
How much is it?
$249 plus $13.29 for the shipping.
that part would be okay, right?
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
just the
issue.
taxes.
So we're
because we-
talking 7% tax?
I don't know where it's out of. I don't know what the tax.
It's usually where it sells to. So $17.43 in taxes.
I'll donate it.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Who said
The
that?
tax.
Chris, what do you say? Because I've always been.
I mean, for a minimal amount like that.
We can do it and just make notes.
Yeah, we're talking thousands of dollars,
Okay.
$17.
If that changes, Mrs. Martin will take care of it.
Yeah, I'll help take care of it.
Right. I mean, yeah, I hate to hold up something where we're,
Got him to order,
If y'all, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to text him after the meeting because he wanted to go ahead and order it.
get it done.
We need a motion, yeah.
do it. Yeah, I think
First and second here.
all in favor?
Aye.
And he also wanted me to talk about, he talked to you all about at the end of the year, he's not going to leave yet, but he wanted to swap positions with Ryan, where Ryan would be the superintendent and Ron would go back to just being a class 3 operator for the next month, maybe 2 while he stays here. And he wanted to know that, y'all talk about that and you can prove that.
I discussed that with him in a thing because we had 2 different timeframes about him
Mm.
departure. And we get to keep the class 3 operator for the minimal pay. Class 3 operator runs the plant, so we'll get the benefit of that. Plus we're on keeping him for 6 months.
Transition it out a little, yeah.
So winner chicken dinner, I'm all in. I'd make the motion to allow that to happen on January 1.
That's what we look at January 1st, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Heather, any
I'd
concerns?
second- No, I have no
Yeah,
concerns.
no,
I'd second that.
Kind of slammed on it from Ray too. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Are they switching positions and salary?
Yes.
Yes,
Or
new boy
at
move
least
up.
down to whatever he was making before the promotion, whatever
Okay.
Ron was before the promotion, but.
And he wanted me to let you know that Pace Mechanical will be on site the next day or two, working on the rotors for the oxidation pits. to get that fixed.
It's the 80 rotors or whatever it
Yeah.
was, that one.
And then the last thing he wanted me to remind you, so you can talk about it, I guess they talked to you about a small raise for Steve Hughes while he's waiting to take his test. He just wanted me to bring that up.
No, this is the,
Who?
I haven't even know our numbers.
So that right there is including 3%.
right, right.
Okay, so if
Where, do you know where he is on this,
They said it was within what the existing scale, but I don't.
Is it on, do you know who it is, what it is?
I know who Steve uses, if he'd have told me sooner, I'd have.
Then Ron needs to go and
I'd have
talk
had
to
his
Sandra
salary.
and get that resolved.
Okay.
this is, he's trying to bump up from class 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or something, right? And
Yeah, but you can't take the test for 4 months.
Right.
You have to be there a year before you can take the
Mhm.
test. And then I think it's a year in between each test or something like that. And I've approved a couple right-of-way permits, but they're for Frontier. They're doing the aerial stuff, and they're gonna be doing a little bit of digging. We haven't had any problems on,
Since the meeting,
well, no,
no, Frontier, not Mainstream.
Yes. I still haven't done any approvals for Main Street. The meeting, Rob, I thought we'll talk about that a little bit, but I'll just say the meeting with the people that came here went well. And I felt good about it. We're gonna have something for them to sign whenever they come to work. And they gotta come here first before they do anything. And not just let him know, but let me know, because I get phone calls.
Right.
They're digging in somebody's yards. That,
So where's Frontier digging out?
Was it Wine Dot, and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head, I've got them all on my desk. Some of it's aerial though, and not big. There's 2 that are digging and 1 there.
I thought it was Hawthorne.
Pardon?
Hawthorne,
That could be, I
I
don't,
think, because I accidentally, I thought it was my favorite printing. It was Hawthorne.
no, Frontier.
Yeah, I think so.
before you start, Donald, I got one question for Mark.
Yeah.
620, wasn't it, Capitol? That problem in the basement, has that been resolved?
Oh, yeah.
Sewage in the basement.
Sewage in the
Oh,
basement,
The-
you got it? Okay, have a seat. Thank you, Donald. Move forward.
Okay, on Capitol, the sewer, everything's fixed, everything's proper. I went and checked it out, and everything, all the sewer's fixed, but the hole is not filled yet. It is, filled with gravel up 2 foot, but they ain't got no fresh dirt to put back in it. And, but they're supposed to finish that off, but she's fine, she's on. And the property right next to her, when they hit our service line over there, they fixed it properly, it's fixed, it's done. And that's what prompted the meeting with you, Mainstream. And Mainstream, I got a proposal, when me and him had a meeting, we made out this proposal, we talked to him about all this, all the way down through there. And, I don't think it's a big ask, it's nothing crazy, but we need some kind of control of this scenario altogether, because it's getting out of control. I mean, they went into people's yards, didn't tell us, nobody dug everything, and, you know, it's just a mess. So, and they hit some stuff, and, you know, this would kind of help out a little bit and slow it down, and that's why I want to propose this, and see if he can turn it into something, and you all make it like a guideline and change it a little bit, whatever y'all need, but this could be a guideline for all drillers. I mean, because we're gonna keep having them. So I think Verizon is edging its way now, so.
You have that, Chris.
Yeah, I gave him one. And,
So
since October,
just so would we vote on this, or you put something together? then we can-
I just-
Right, you just, right, so you could take a look at this and polish it up and we can, okay.
and up in our area, I want to tell you what maintenance been kind of doing, and with us three. Since October, we've had 659 locations. And the last couple of weeks, we've had about 20 work orders. We did Monday, we did a water leak repair. That's a 6-inch main on Capitol Boulevard. And pretty much, working with dirt work and everybody else and whatever anybody needs done, what we've been covering. That's what, but I want to tell you that the locate it's a serious thing. You hear me all the time, I'm like, hey, we got to do locates today. We got to do locates. It, like I said, since October, we've had 600 locations. Then we had another 22 come in today. I mean, it's a constant, with mainstream and all this. On the second page that I gave you all, I'm trying, me and Sandra, we've been talking about it, and we're losing a lot of water over at our little water station. Yeah, where we have them fill at, because we're using no meter style, and we're using the honor method of them writing down, and then they come in here and they gotta, we bill their
Sometimes they
company.
come in here.
Yes, sometimes yes, and I direct them into here, but that's part of the first page of trying to get this established. Well, me and her were talking about, she said that, Patoka, they got a swipe card. And so I got researching, got messing around, and I found this company, and I know I need to find a couple more that I think I found, but it's actually, the building will never be unlocked again. And they swipe it, they get their amount, and it's with a debit card. They got paid with a credit or debit card. And it automatically turns it on, shuts it off. And I don't think it's gonna be expensive as what I thought it would be, because we only got 2-inch. But this first guy I've been talking with, he's really a decent guy. And he said that he's put them everywhere. And it can be coin operated, dollar operated, and you can adjust what you actually want to pay for your water there. We can adjust the price of that to cover using the debit and all that. But I want to keep researching. That's why I gave you this page, because on the last page of it, you'll see the box and it's set up, and it actually is on the outside of the building. So nobody has to go inside that building. They don't have to bug the street department to come over and unlock it, or us. And
Anyone could go do that, right? That sounds like then.
anybody. And also that's gonna, as far as doing this, it stops all the waste, all the, the system of they write it down and,
Not paying.
not paying the waste of water. They have to. And I want to continue the portable water just for, if not, about 2 years ago, we've had them on our hydrants, we've had them, they sneak around,
right, yeah.
and it's a constant, so portable water is nice to have. But also it's an evil that, that.
Does this explain how it communicates with the payments?
No, I don't think so. I didn't read all of it. The basics just to get it started, so. I got a whole lot more.
Just to give them an idea of what way we're trying to go to.
Right.
Now, if you go towards Moringo, Blue River has one like this. They've got a potable water with a swipe card. That's all they do. And that's all we would want too, because
Yes, no, we don't want dollars.
we got a piece of mail back
Oh, yeah.
from a bill that was sent out to MC Underground. Well, guess what? The address is incorrect. And it's almost $600 worth of water.
Yeah.
So it's just, anyone that does fills water tanks for whatever, just goes, swipes up and.
Yeah, it's whoever's gonna
And
get it.
and that way that gentleman explained it to me, it'll be a second party, like where they give us a charge like $1.25, whatever the charge is, which we can or cover that. And then every month they send us the month into our account.
Right.
And, yeah, so. Other than that,
I like this idea. I'd say definitely let's try to see if we can get another quote or two to balance this
I've
out.
got 2 more companies that I'm looking at. This one's out of Ohio, and they've shipped everywhere. And I got 2 more companies I'm looking at. So if I can get a hold of them and find out, make sure they're legit. And the North Ridge project, the road should be open tomorrow. There is concrete and everything here tonight.
Fully
Well,
open.
fully open. All the, pipes are in, everything's, we did one test today, water sample, we're gonna do another water sample tomorrow. If all that passes by Thursday, you'll know, and we should be turning it back on. And done with that, and the rest of it is the building and. So,
Honestly, I think they've done a great
Oh,
job with the
yeah.
road maintenance and the cones and,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, their work came in, they did pretty much just the bridge part of like the cut, and I think, but it's mostly been,
CNR.
CNR.
Right.
Actually, yeah, I was trying to think, but yeah,
Good
CNR
work,
is covered
yeah.
their part, and they're doing concrete, so.
I think the guys out there have been very good.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it
They
was,
sent
I know there's some
pictures.
frustration, but in the public, but it was one of the, we had to get, leaks had to get stopped.
Yeah, and
Get full
and now
service back,
it's actually manageable for us to work on it because it's only 4 foot in the ground, not 15. And it's more manageable, and that 1957 just left, and now we have 2025, and so we might never touch it again the rest of our lives.
He
so.
supplied pictures of today of the cut, freeze, and
Uh,
he supplied pictures today. of
Yes,
the
I
cut.
supplied the pictures to y'all's emails,
I appreciate
kind of
that.
what was going on. Yeah, I didn't write it, so it wasn't, I was like, "Come over here, Mike." But
very good.
is there anything else, or?
No, I appreciate your work up there. I appreciate you working with, Dirt Works and,
Good.
yeah,
CNR.
Heather, thank you.
I
Too much in my mind.
Whoever they are.
That was pretty awesome what they done, and very professional up there. I love the road guard thing. We never shut the traffic down, but one little bit, one instance when we brought equipment across, so that was awesome.
And this morning, on my way to work. It was the first time I got shut down.
I said one time.
Because I got to
That
check.
was the
I
one.
like, of course, today.
But,
But yeah,
Thank you, Don.
fantastic job.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, buddy.
I had one more thing.
Sure.
Lori, Brian, has anybody come and picked up the Cedar Glade sign yet?
Brian come down and check it out.
Cause I got a call from a guy at Main Street I contacted. He was asking about how he was trying to repair it. But, so it's not, they haven't picked it up yet.
Rockman was the only one from get there and it's just sitting there.
Okay.
Somebody's taking care of it, I'm assuming what the
They're supposed to be,
conversation
but
was.
I'll contact them again tomorrow, make sure they're still on.
Please do.
Jill.
Thank you. I've got a few things for you tonight. We'll start with the community crossings grant. So in October, we submitted an application to NDOT for community crossings for 17 road sections, and you were awarded that grant. So congratulations, you got $309, almost $310,000. You received what you requested. The good news and bad news is that you're on a very quick time frame to get it under contract. So, which is definitely doable, but I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit tonight and get your blessing to move forward with some items related to that. And I've got a schedule here, proposed schedule for, you can kind of go through it, go through it really quickly. But according to the award email that you received from NDOT, then we have to, and this is not unusual, you'll need to send a fully executed contract to them by March 1st. And that way your funding stays intact and that's not in jeopardy. So this schedule contemplates that and gives us a little bit of cushion as well. So on Thursday, I'm going to sit down with Kenny Bloom. We're going to go through the bid specifications one more time to make sure everything's the way he'd like to have them, and which is what we do every year. But I've got an appointment set up with him for Thursday morning, so we can do that. And then as soon as I'm done with that appointment by Monday, I'll get the bid advertisements ready. So what this schedule contemplates is that we'll send it to the newspaper to have it published on the 31st.
we're sending it early just because of the holidays and such, make sure they get it. We're gonna advertise it again on January 7th, which is 7 days apart, and then we have those bids due on the 14th. The only thing that may change is if Kenny says, let's give them another week. That throws a little bit off of the council schedules. See, if we open them on the 14th, then we'd like to come back to you on your council meeting on the 20th and say, hey, this is the recommended bidder, so we can start that process and have time. If for some reason we can't hit that, like I said, there's some cushion in there, and we can deal with that. So that may change depending on what Kenny's feelings are about that. Most of this project is very straightforward. There might be a few sections of curb that are there, a couple of storm drainage pipes, but most of it is mill and overlay or just overlay. So it's not something that someone would have to really study on to provide a price. And then we would hope to execute a construction contract at your first meeting in February. Like I said, we could do that at your second meeting in February. There are other ways that we can do that, and having you give the council president authorization to sign agreements outside of the meeting. So we have some wiggle room if something goes awry or the bids come in over budget, then there's a little bit of cushion there.
So then the March 1st date is in the bid package that whoever's bidding knows they have to start it by March 1st.
They don't have to start by March 1st.
So that's
They
something.
we just have to send a
contract.
fully executed contract to NDOT by March 1st.
Gotcha.
Because then what happens, just to go into that a little bit more, what happens after that, they give you a certain amount in your grant agreement, that 309,852.40. But they are not going to send you that money. Then we send up what the contract is for. They'll send you now 80% of whatever that contract is. So if your bids come in way lower, they're just going to send you 80% of whatever your contract is.
Gotcha.
So then after we send that up, they'll start working on a purchase order, send it to the town, and at that point in time, we could request funds if we needed to. Do you all have any questions or concerns about the schedule?
No, so this is probably the last round of community crossings, or before the program
This is the last
changes?
round of community crossings and the way community crossings usually be.
Has been going, right? Yeah, it's still gonna be happening,
be
just
one.
much more restricted.
There will
right?
be one next year. They're only going to do one a year, which is coincidentally the cycle that you always applied for anyway, which is in July. And generally, now we applied for this in October because they had just gone through the session that changed community crossings. They were trying to figure out how that was going to affect anything. Then they had kind of a hurry up and wait, and then hurry up and send your application in. This next round, I think the pool is only $100 million based on what the General Assembly passed and how they're passing through some of that other money to other entities. So everyone thinks it'll be way more competitive because there's less money, and communities that are not eligible to enact a wheel tax may not be able to access some of those other funds. So it might be more competitive. So there's less money to go around. Whereas before, if you dotted your I's and crossed your T's, then you're 95% sure that you're going to get what you asked for, at least a portion of it. That's why this has 17 sections. You normally do about 10, depending on the cost. There was one year you did quite a bit more than that because the town did some drainage improvements on Farquhar. So that in and of itself was probably maybe $250,000, which you paid 25 cents on the dollar for that. But we loaded this one up a little bit more just in case you don't get some during that next round. NDOT today sent out instructions for the legal signers which according to the resolution the town passed is the town council president to sign the grant agreement. So if you have any questions about that and how to do that.
That's the DocuSign thing, yeah.
Then it had some very specific instructions on how you needed to access something, and they would send you some type of passcode to log into something to get that document. if you have questions with that, let me know, but as soon as you could do that, that would be good, just to keep things on track. The next thing that I have is that we generally present you with an agreement to assist you with this each year. And I have that same agreement. I think I sent that out a few weeks ago to Chris and everyone else. It's the same amount, it's $4,500, due in 3 installments. One at the award, the next one you award a contract, and then the last one you close it out. So I would present that to you for your review, approval.
We're good, Madam Treasurer. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Thank you. I'll just give all of this to you to sign. That's okay.
Yep.
So that, if you don't have any other questions about community crossings, I'll move on to the next thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
My next thing is our consulting agreement for next year. Our existing agreement runs through the end of December. So I also provided this for your review. It's the same amount as it has been since we started serving in the town in 2019. It's $48,000 due in monthly installments. It provides assistance with, if you want to explore, and I know in the past few years we've explored some different things about, redevelopment, helping still with urban trail, skate park, a number of those things, our treasurer's office, some of that, which is still ongoing. Urban trail will be ongoing for another couple of years, but I would present that to you for your approval as well.
The budget for that, Madam Treasurer.
Money well spent.
Approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Appreciate you, all the help there. Give us, Joe.
That's definitely been helpful.
We appreciate the opportunity and have since we've been serving you. And we also appreciate, sometimes we go through some exercises, which I think are good for you all to do, but they're also good for you to see things that we can do to help you other than what we're doing right now. So we would entertain any of those. The last thing I have is skate park. I've got some pictures. If you'd like me to email you a link where you can see those, then I'll be glad to do that. It's more of how they were prepping for concrete. There's some concrete poured in some of the areas, and this was as of last Tuesday. There's another progress meeting, hopefully on Thursday, to kind of go through what they've done. You'll see the parking lot, skate park's been open ever since CNR finished that piece of it, and the skate park, the Hunger Skate Park builders started. So we leave that open. Some things, once they finish there, some things will be done in the spring, like some plantings and things like that we don't want to do now. So some pieces will move on into the spring when the weather is better. But hopefully, depending on the weather in the next few weeks, they'll be able to finish up the Hunger Skate Parks, be able to finish that piece up.
So it should be a usable facility in the next few weeks, weather permitting, obviously. We
Weather
don't know the
permitting,
weather.
I don't know if that'll happen this year. I mean, I'm not an expert in that either, but depending on the weather and the cold and how much more they have to pour. When they originally started and came on site and some of the progress meetings, they explained to us that, there were just 2 of them out there for a while. And they were doing all the structures and getting forms ready for the structures. They said, once we start to pour concrete, there will be more of us and we'll just start and then we'll keep going until we finish. Then there was a torrential downpour and then snow came, Thanksgiving came, then snow came, and now it's, single digit weather. So to be honest with you, I don't know, but I hope later in the week I'll know when that might be operational. I think it would be good. And I know the town's been doing a good job of trying to police that area to make sure nobody's out there. But one thing that we certainly don't want once it's done is for people to be out there, before
Messing it up.
the town says, yes, this is our facility. And so I know people are excited about it, and we just want to make sure that it's ready to go before people really get on it. but I should have a better update for you, after this week. The last thing I have with the skate park is disbursement request number 8. And that came in kind of late, so, it's not, on your docket of claims for tonight. But I wanted to present that to you. It is in the amount of $179,333.41 that would be payable to GM Development Companies, for the skate park. For your approval.
Yeah, because it's already.
It's already-
set
That's
up.
all, yeah, the money's all there, yeah, already set aside, so.
Motion to approve that claim.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
And just to give you a heads up about that, and Sandra and Gina and I have talked about this and have come to, or decided to move forward in this manner to make for ease of payments. We're now in the part where the Community Foundation's actual grant can pay for skate park. The last disbursement request was the first one that had skate park related instruction on it. So in order to keep these payments flowing, then the town's gonna pay these, and then we're gonna seek reimbursement from the foundation. So that's how we're gonna move forward now, and it would just make it easier than waiting for them to pay and then the town paying GM and having to write multiple checks to GM at that point.
Makes sense.
Good. All right, thank you,
If
Joe.
that doesn't work, we'll come up with a different. All right, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
Appreciate the opportunity to work with you. I'll see you soon, and I'll get them when you're free.
Sounds good, yep.
Mark, in between the ADA water cooler, did that work out from up on the hill?
We haven't gotten it down here yet.
I'm sorry.
We haven't gotten it down here yet. Don was gonna bring it down, but you know, they keep having a lot going on.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. No problem.
All right, Main Street. Rich Kitterman, come on down.
Hello.
And Karen York.
I'm Rachel Spann.
Okay.
Please welcome my last
Thank you.
So, I'm here on behalf of Main Street Board. I am the
Thank you.
newest board member of Main Street. Apparently, this is part of the initiation.
All right.
Have to come talk to you guys. This is a follow-up to the conversation that started at the October 21st town meeting, when you presented us with the contracts for 2025 and 2026. A lot's happened in the last couple of months since then. So we have not yet signed the contract for 2026. We kind of wanted to continue that conversation with you a little bit. But before we get into that, it's the end of the year. Everybody loves a good year-end Spotify wrapped kind of presentation, right? So as a new board member, there's a lot of stuff that I'm still learning. One of which was that in 2021, we had some initiatives put in place. The town and Main Street worked together on those initiatives for Main Street to work through for the betterment of the community. I recently learned this and I thought it was really interesting, and so I kind of wanted to go over a little bit of that with you guys. That is what is on the front of your handout. Okay, thank you. So this is more of a 4-year recap, and what we've been up to. So the first part of that was targeted redevelopment of key parts of the downtown area, which has led to the rehabilitation and the reactivation of a lot of the buildings downtown. The role that Main Street played in that was fostering a lot of those relationships, working with the property owners to make sure that those buildings could come back into service for our community. The second initiative was the implementation of the facade and management of the facade program. It is no secret that a few years back, downtown was not looking its best. I am very proud of the way our downtown looks now for a lot of reasons. One part of that is the facade program. The second round of those grants were paid out this year. 7 grants are either completed or in progress as part of that program. And Main Street's role in that is working with the applicants, getting them through that process, and then working with the Community Foundation to ensure that all the proper paperwork and documentation has been completed to satisfy that program. The third initiative was the expansion of the Frank Hammock Farmers Market. Over the last 4 years, the market has been on a steady incline. I don't know if any of you guys went to the market this year, but it really hit its stride this year. The vendor spots were at capacity for most of the market days. And something that's really cool that happened as a result of that I was able to witness are the relationships that formed, not just between the vendors and their customers at the market, but with vendor to vendor and then vendor to downtown merchants. So we've got market vendors that are now selling products with our downtown merchants, which adds to the year-round economic impact of the farmers market. Even though the market itself only runs from May to October, it's having an impact that lasts beyond that. We also, as a part of that, have been able to add 2 new brick and mortars to the downtown Corydon area with Precious Lather and Bruzos. Those are both market vendors that have now moved into downtown. So the farmers market looks simple, but it is far from that. Main Street spends an inordinate amount of time getting the vendors, promoting the events, getting the musicians, food trucks. Yes, this year, that was mostly handled by Karen York. So huge thank you to her for that one. The next initiative was to attract new retail and dining options. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 2025 has been a banner year for restaurants in downtown Corydon. We have added Fistful, Mr. Poncho's, Carb, and Abruzzo's. So those in and of itself are a huge addition to the town. 1816, which has been here, moved into a larger space, which is fantastic. And then in the 4-year time span that we're reviewing, we've added a lot of different retail spaces. Some of those, not all of them, some of those are Amber Avenue, Chestnut Street Market, Petunia Bells, Griffin and Friends, as I said, Precious Lather, and then like Back Road Market moved to a bigger space. So it's not even just about what's been brought in new, but who's been able to grow and develop their business. And the last of the initiatives was to provide public art and enhance the wayfinding signage. I love the fact that Corydon and Harrison County as a whole has added a lot of different murals, but 2 that Main Street played part in are the one that's on the side of Zimmerman's building, and then the Welcome to Corydon petunias on the side of the building at Chestnut and Elm. So those are 2 that Main Street worked to secure the funding on, worked with the artists on to get those in place. In addition to the murals though, something else that's kind of exciting that's been happening, and I don't know how much you've noticed, are the pole banner signs. So we have different ones for different events. So we have them for the Popcorn Festival in Glasstober. But we're adding to them, and after the first of the year, you'll get to see the new round of banners. I know Kenny does not love these as much as I do, but he is a great sport in getting them up for us. So when the Christmas banners come down, be on the lookout for the new blue Corydon focused banners. They're very cool. And then the wayfinding signage, we replaced the large signs on 135 as visitors come into town. These small directional signs downtown have been replaced. And we're currently in the process, and shortly after the first of the year, should have the 3 large maps that are downtown, one at Bicentennial, one at the Farmers Market, and then one on the square, will be replaced. So that is, like I said, getting that funding, working with the artists, making all of that happen. In addition to all of those initiatives, we're busy with lots of other things, mainly events. So I view Main Street as a lot of organizations like an iceberg. There's a little part that you see on the surface, and that's kind of what the events are for Main Street. Most people know we do events, but they don't see all of the rest of what happens under the surface, even though that's what can often make the biggest impact. So on the event side of things, we have 14 events, in addition to the 27 farmers markets that we hosted. Those 14 events, some of those are the sole responsibility of Main Street. A lot of them are in conjunction with other entities, get the Visitors Bureau, the Parks Department, the downtown merchants, which is something else that makes me really appreciate how far our community has come. Everything used to be very siloed and everybody had their thing that they did. But it is great to see everyone working together to make things like the events happen. The events aren't just fun, though. They play an important part in keeping our downtown alive and happening. And it makes it a place that people want to come to. And if people want to visit our downtown, then that makes businesses want to be in our downtown because there's already a built-in base for their business. Another big thing that happened this year was that Main Street Corridor received National Main Street Accreditation. I didn't really know what that meant. You know, it's one of those things like, yay, that's great. But what that translates to is that it shows that our Main Street organization is operating at its highest level of efficiency, and that we're a strong, stable organization that feeds into and is a benefit to our community. Outside of just the accolades that come with that, though, it is a funding opportunity for the town. It does make us more attractive when it comes to overfunding, and then just having Main Street in and of itself makes us eligible for a lot of that funding that has been used to bring Corydon great strides in a lot of ways over the past several years. We owe a lot to the people that were before us, with your seats and mine, who made that happen to get Corydon where we are now. So those are some of the highlights. Those are some of the good things that have happened. But we all live in the real world, and it's not all rainbows and uniforms. So unfortunately this year, the great and wonderful Janelle chose to step down.
That's what you say.
I like to look past the great and wonderful. She chose to step down from her role as the director, executive director of Main Street, which we completely understand. She did a lot of great things, and we do miss her dearly. But we're excited to have her back in the downtown arena so that we can continue to work with her. As you guys know, we filled her position. We hired Annie, and since that role was filled, Annie and the board have come to a mutual separation agreement, and she is no longer with us, and we no longer have an executive director. Some could choose to look at that as a negative. We've talked a lot about this and choose to actually look at it as a huge positive. The things that have happened in the past 6 months have allowed our board to take a lot more ownership of the organization, to be able to step in, keep things running in the times when we have not had an executive director. And it has also, it's allowed us to talk to you guys a whole lot more. I mean, I'm gonna look at that as a positive. You may choose to disagree. But I think that that's the, I know, right? But it's that partnership between the two of us. And so we want to engage with you guys. We want to talk to you. We've talked to you guys a lot over the last couple of months. And we have thoroughly appreciated and been thankful for those conversations. And we hope that you guys understand that we have heard you. And we are taking steps to implement things that your voice has said to us. So we've worked hard in these last couple of months to try and make our Main Street organization be what the town hopes for it to be, and for it to continue to be what everyone needs for it to be. So moving forward, we are looking to fill the role of the executive director. However, the next step for our board is to have a retreat, a full day retreat for our entire board after the first of the year, where we are going to revisit the mission of Main Street and figure out what the qualities are that we need in our next executive director, and figure out where we need to head as an organization. Not that we're changing course in any dramatic way, but it's always good to just reevaluate. Are we on the right path? Are we doing the right things? That sort of thing. Until we fill the role, the board will continue to step in and take over day-to-day tasks. So we've already completed the end of the year reporting with the state. We went ahead and hosted the Historic Holidays Tour. We've completed all of our continuing education credits for the year, and we welcomed Mr. Poncho with the ribbon cutting. So all those things happened actually just within like last week. So I know you're getting tired of hearing me talk early.
No, ma'am. You just keep- I've never said no. I will give you some advice though. When you do your retreat, you might want to invite someone. Not gonna drop any
I mean,
names.
listen, she's busy, she's doing her.
Janelle's such a sweetheart. I sure
know,
she is.
right? She is always welcome, and honestly, she's been a huge help for us. I mean, she made sure that we were on the right track with finishing our reporting and all that good stuff, so, don't worry, I was texting her last night, we're good, it's fine. So, the next handout that we have for you guys is the budget that we are looking to operate with for 2026. So, like I said, we very much view our relationship with you guys as a partnership, and we feel that that partnership is a crucial entity to the success of our community. We want that to continue, and we definitely think that will in many different ways. We as an organization have made great strides towards our financial independence, but we still have some work to do. And for us to continue to operate at the highest standards for our community, we are asking that the council revisit the 2026 contract and increase the Main Street funding from the town to $75,000 to assist with costs, event costs, and administrative costs. Now, we know that the administrative costs were of concern to you guys. And again, we've heard that, and we have taken steps. If you will look at your budget, you may see some of the things that have changed from what you have paid in the past that have now been eliminated from our budget. If you have I don't want to walk through the budget line by line, you guys can read, but if you have questions about anything, please feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer. Like I said, I'm only 6 months in. So if I don't have the answer for you, I will be sure to get that for you. Ultimately, Main Street has made great strides and has picked up a lot of momentum over the last few years, and we don't want to lose that. So we're hoping that you will take this request into consideration, and that is all that I have for you. So thank you guys. If you have questions, please let me know. We appreciate your continued partnership with us, and we appreciate all that you guys do for work.
Feel free to come anytime, Rachel.
Thank you for, we do appreciate all that Main Street does for the community. We will.
Just looking at it briefly, and like I said, first time seeing this, so you need to
Absolutely.
read and breathe at the same time.
Take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
Glastonbury and Light Up Cordon, you alone, between the two events, have $50,000 in ask. Is what you're asking for, if I'm reading this piece of paper properly.
I didn't save a copy for you.
Would you like to read that piece of paper?
Yes, please. My apologies, guys. Where are you under the expenses?
Under the green.
Oh,
or
okay.
that block.
Here.
I'm assuming that that's
Down
what
here.
you're saying, that Sweet Stroke costs
Oh,
$2,000.
yes.
Operate
Yes.
Spring Wine Walk, $5,000. You're saying Glastonbury costs $25,000 and Light Up Cordon costs $25,000. I said, and it doesn't have to be tonight or in this room or, this year in a moment. Like to better understand that, because from what has been spent and drawn over the last several years, it doesn't jive with what you're asking for.
That is because we've made up the difference in outside funding as far as sponsorships, as well as like the vendor booth fees, that sort of thing. So that does offset that.
So then.
But yes, we can give you a breakdown.
So in essence, I don't want to put words in your mouth. In essence, you are asking for 25, but you also have other monies that is sponsorship, booth rental, blah, 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 that offsets that 25, that if we can't do 25, you already have some
So to clarify,
alignment.
so the budget that you have is the full operating budget for Main Street Court. So it is everything. So it's like any budget, right? That's roughly what we believe it is going to cost. By the time you pay for the band and the sound and porta pots and
Trash
trash
pickup.
pickup
Right.
and, yes, all of those things. That is what we expect to spend on that. And if you go to the other side, that is where what we hope the income will be for that. And actually, I think I do.
So light up's supposed to be basically you project it to be a wash.
Correct.
It looks like, yeah.
In all honesty, most of the events, if we have a wash, it is successful.
Sure, sure.
A lot of the events, we end up spending more than what comes in. Just due to the nature of the pricing costs and everything. So does that make sense? Okay. So it's not, that we're not asking you for $25,000 for those specific events. We're saying that's what we anticipate needing to pay out for.
Right, so basically all of your promotions total in just what we call the festive initiative, main festive events that Main Street's doing 65.5. And you're asking 75 from us, which basically wipes all of your promotions and allows any income from those events to become positive for growth other places.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know, like I said, I know that covering administrative costs were a concern. So however that ends up coming out, it'd just be nice if our hands weren't tied too tightly in regard to what and I know there are parameters that you guys have to adhere to too.
Right.
But it would be nice if it weren't too constraining on what we were able to submit for reimbursement.
Okay. Question for Chris on this with the state fund. Well, the rules we got to go with State Board of Accounts. If we cut them a check for, just to use the 25,000 we were proposing or the 75, whatever that amount of money is, really doesn't matter. As long as if we just give to support them, however they use it's fine, right? As long as we can't say here's money we can't sponsor Glasstoberfest, we can't sponsor directly
Make a donation.
for events, right?
For anything. The way I envisioned it is you do a contract that you're basically using them as a marketing tool for the town.
Mm-hmm.
Does SBOA see it that way? I can't necessarily say they're going to agree with that.
Right.
That was what I had envisioned how you would craft it.
But it's basically not a blank check, but we give them the money and then they use it for whatever needs they've got.
What they've done previously and what we've been doing is they will have basically an itemized invoice with receipts on what spending, and then they draw them from this bucket, if you will, based on those itemized receipts and invoices that gets turned over to us. And that's how that's been drawn in the past.
We also want to make sure that we are good stewards of the resources that you provide to us and that we are using those resources in a way that is approved and beneficial to the town. So.
I think you recently submitted a draw.
Yes, I believe that our president, Aaron, has submitted for expenses for both Glasstober and lineup.
Yes, from a little over 15,000, which would have been almost the remainder of
For
their budget for
25.
this year. And it
They got
says
it
on there for, the lights, the ornaments, the decorations, the bags, whatever. And I thought that's what the money was supposed to go for even
Yes.
next year, not their admin.
Right.
So, yeah, but we've got everything to explain those expenses.
Yes, and that is how it was, the contract that you guys presented us with, that is how it was laid out. The 25 for events only.
Right.
So that is where we're asking for that amount to increase and for those constraints to maybe loosen just a little bit. But it also may be how that is worked into the budget is just a different approach.
Definitely need to review
Absolutely.
and
Not expecting an answer.
understand the budget is already final already. So to see what we can do. I mean, and review it. I don't want to say no, because that's not
Right.
true, but we definitely have to look at it and see where we can do it, just because of the fact that the budget is already nailed down in for 26. And I assume you're available for questions.
You know I am.
Consulting.
Any-
I actually really appreciate y'all putting this together and, sharing this information, and then just so we can all understand and review and make good decisions. I mean, I truly do appreciate it.
Thank you for, like I said, the conversations that we had, and thank you for listening to it tonight.
All right, thank you, Richard.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ed, do you have something for us from Midwest Engineering?
Yeah, so I submitted the third pay application from CNR on the water project, the capital improvements project. And the amount is $65,006.79. Midwestern, myself and our inspector Troy, we reviewed the quantities, approved the pay application. Like you guys to consider that for approval as part of the project budget. No change order.
Y'all already approved.
Right,
it.
right. This is just the,
So we just need a motion to pay the pay order, correct?
Yep.
Make that motion.
thank you, Heather.
Second,
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Okay. On that project, I think I reported last month that I thought they were gonna be off of Dale Avenue. They, most of the crews that were working on Dale Avenue have been pulled off. They, completed your repair there at the sewer plant for Ron, which was successful. And then now the 337 project. So, I think their intent is to get back there.
Back there as soon as they can. Okay.
And then jump over to Willier Avenue after that. So.
Paul's been working on it. He's got it right.
I got my shovel out there. It's dirt's a little hard though these days.
They've, I think their CNR is actually finishing tomorrow, I think, on the 337 work. So hopefully they're back, because they gotta make like 1 or 2 dry tap jet connections at Dale Avenue before they move over to Willier.
Excellent job on 135. 337 as you prefer.
So, now that that's kind of, I guess, the immediate, scare is over on that project. We've been working under an emergency work order with NDOT. I'm working on a permit for that, a permanent kind of solution, I guess, with NDOT. We gotta get the way we patch the road back, approved and everything like that. So, we'll work with NDOT and Donald.
Backdated approval, it sounds like. Is it?
Well, they kind of give you a blanket, do what you need to do to fix the leak. And then afterwards, and after the fact kind of permit to make sure that what was done is, moving forward in the future is good. So that's the reason a lot of the work maybe took a little bit longer. We made sure to try to hit the NDOT approvals before we went to NDOT and said, hey, this is what we did. So hopefully they don't make us come back and mill the concrete and put asphalt back. We're hoping that the concrete patch will be appropriate and they'll be okay with that. And then I think Donald mentioned just very briefly, we've got the quantities and we got unit prices from Dirtworks for the quantities that we estimated before the project started. We got the official, like what they actually installed. So we'll work with Dirtworks to kind of get you guys like a pay application for that as well, now that the work's done. So I know they gave an initial quote, and now we'll have to go back and kind of adjust some things, because it ended up being actually a little bit less on some of the quantities we thought it was going to be. I think that's it on the water main stuff. On the wastewater treatment plant, heard from Donald as well there that Pace is going to be back in town. I didn't know if they were there today, but their hope was by the end of the holiday season here to have all the rotors installed and kind of operational. I think it's a pretty big task, but they're pretty efficient from what I've seen when they come in. So hopefully here towards the beginning of January, we're finished with that project as well. So. The other collection system project, the mining project, I think I reported last month, they're 100% done and paid in full on that, so probably won't bring that up anymore. But I think that's it, unless anybody's got any questions about work going on in town for me.
You're wanting to do the emergency repair and the oxidation approval?
Oh, yeah, and there's some engineering invoices, they don't have to be approved tonight, I just got them to you today, so if we want to wait until the first meeting or whenever you have
I'll
time to
send
look
it
at
to
them.
him. Okay. Just making sure.
You have them when you're ready, Sandra.
I have what he sent me in an email. This is what he sent me in an email. You know.
I think we're okay. Sandra, we got this in, we're good to pay, so
Right.
I'd make the motion to pay the $8,148.22.
Second,
All in favor? Aye.
It's in the account ready for it anyhow.
Yeah,
Appreciate that,
so,
guys.
yeah, no need to wait, I guess, so.
Anything else?
thank you, sir.
Sir, thank
Very
you.
much, appreciate it. Thank you doing.
All right. Sandra, anything else? You're into the, oh, we got salary ordinance, right?
Well, you have the salary ordinance over there. We got some interlocal agreements. We have an MOU with the parks to sign. IMI is going up. Probably will have to look at that to see if you agree. It's going up like 0.30 cents a ton or something like that. The trucks that we use for collecting on unpaid bills, the water bills, signed that agreement. Have you all looked at the calendar? I know it's short notice. This gives all of the paydays, the payroll when it's due, like the timesheets, the holidays and the council meetings. This is the calendar. If you approve this, because we'll have to send this to Blue Dot. So they'll be able to do that.
When we have to have it to them, Sandra.
When did Blue Dot say? Do you remember? By the first of the year or not?
By the end of,
Yeah, by the end of
before the
December.
first of the year.
So we need to, tonight, it's pretty straightforward, any issues?
So the main thing is, like the MOU for the parks, for Harrison County Parks Department, this is
That's for
the trolley,
Just right.
trolley.
yeah. Hope asked me about you all signing it, she thought it was last night, so. That, and then the interlocal, Chris knows about these, interlocal with the Harrison County. They accidentally put Les's name on there, but they said that you can just mark off his name and sign them.
Okay.
You're the only one that has to sign them. This is interlocal cooperation between Harrison County and Corden. For the riverboat shares. Yeah.
Yeah, standard.
Riverboat.
Nothing new, really.
No, it's the same stuff every year.
We'll scribble on that after the fact.
Then you do it.
We'll scribble on that after the fact.
Yes.
Mark that.
The only
Okay,
thing that you need to approve is.
salary ordinance. We'll do that right.
Well, and the calendar.
That, yes.
So, Heather, you good on the calendar? So you're still looking at it, but.
I don't see anything jumping out that
Yeah.
says this doesn't make sense to me. So I'd make a motion to approve the 26 calendar as printed. I
It
don't
doesn't
see-
make sense.
I
No,
I
she
do
said
not
she doesn't see anything that
does not make
Oh,
sense.
We're good, we're good.
Oh,
No, your color coding is very good.
Keeps it nice and simple for us.
I'll second that motion on the calendar.
All in favor of the calendar as proposed?
Aye.
Good there. And then salary ordinance we have here, this is with, it's a 3% across the board, correct?
We looked at that part of that, checked with Chris, got it all straight. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the salary ordinance as prepared.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? And so everything else we'll just sign
Yeah,
after the
you'll
meeting
just
then.
sign it,
Okay.
that's all I got.
Alright.
I do believe Matt was wanting to talk, I know that much.
Please, come on down.
It's a kitten thing.
It's a human act.
Evening. Sent an email earlier today, about the body cameras and things package.
Yep.
Don't receive that. Were there any questions on any of that?
I didn't have
Get a chance
any.
to look at it.
I
I
didn't.
didn't have a bit of question on it. I looked that over, talked to Madam Treasurer. She seems to think that we could do that in a 5-year span appropriately. And so my recommendation would be to approve.
It was roughly 12-ish a year, wasn't it?
Maybe about 12.5.
Okay.
Which covers maintenance and all that on those, all the tasers, all the electronics, the body cams, and the storage. That's, I know that's one of the issues. The file storage is all covered with that.
I mean, honestly, the package they put together was a massive savings compared to if
Yeah.
you piecemealed it together. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah,
Close to half, really.
It was like huge, very large.
yeah, we were surprised.
So I would make the motion to approve that.
I would second that motion.
I would,
Third it.
yeah. If we're not, all in favor of the body camera taser package for the police? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. And then, the other, was the, for the project upstairs, the door, we have to change out the wall, that leads into the office and put a secure door there. We have go for $6,500.
Have you just got one quote or you've got multiples?
We've only gotten one because we had a hard time finding anyone to come out.
It's a tiny job, so.
Yeah, so it's not a very good job, so, nobody's willing to take it on very much.
Can we find another 6,500 to
Somewhere,
secure the police?
yeah, I think we can, yeah, somewhere.
I'd make a motion to move on because we need to get this project finished so we can
Yeah, get-
alleviate some of the office space downstairs that we need.
Chris, we okay there to,
As long as you made an attempt to get,
you put it out there, just, you got one quote back,
just
so.
keep it in the file that whoever you send it to that didn't respond.
Just so you have proof that we had tried to get additional quotes, but it's such a little job, people aren't gonna touch it.
Kind of like the roofers.
Right. All right.
So
I made the motion.
I seconded the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Matt.
Don't forget, clean it out.
All right, Harlan, Heather, anything that you guys?
Yes.
I don't either.
You don't have nothing?
I do not tonight.
Whole business. Our regional sewer district agreement we had prepared. I don't know how long it was, but anyway, what's the process of getting that before the RSD? Just go to the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, they should have it because Ed was working on it, I thought, for the RSD. I mean, I had to stay out of it because,
Yeah.
but I would just bring it up at the meeting. I would assume that they've seen it, but I can't say that for sure. Because I haven't seen it.
So we need to get it to the next, regional sewer district meeting is Friday at 8:30 a.m. at the Y. I got a conflict of interest policy to update for our policy book. I gave that to Chris tonight. He's gonna do the legal work on that, and then we will bring it back before the board for approval to be inclusive into our policy book. I guess we're gonna maintain the Sharman discussion until further notice.
Well, I've met with them. If we wanted to, we can talk about that now. What the proposal, or the RMC
Yes.
issue, yeah. So they've got a quote for what so they have a device that will, basically, it's pressure determinant. So whatever our pressures are up there, they can set it to where under normal pressure, 0 water is going through from Ramsey Water. So the normal month to month, day to day, it's locked out. If there were to be a drop in pressure of some sort, fire sprinklers go on, water main breaks, then it'll automatically switch over. Water gets provided to both RAMC and our other customers up there. The trailer park there is the big one in that area. Now, the issue is that the cost of doing this, it's around $40,000, and then for the install, and then $325 per month. RAMC would like to split the cost with us on that.
No, I'm a hard no on that.
So yeah, I thought we could bring that back, but yes, yeah, 400 or sorry, 40,000 or 40 to 50,000 was the estimate they had from Ramsey Water for the hookup, and then just a monthly basically service fee to keep it.
And the monthly service fee is what?
$325.
Have we had our engineers review this?
They have not.
Have not.
That's what we
And
need to
that's
do
something
first.
needs to be done and prepared, and I like Dad Peters' comment about ensuring that the town of Cardin is in control of that. Therefore, that documentation would have to be prepared and presented, and then the big three need to come back to the meeting to elaborate on what they want to do so that they can be explained, and I'm sure we would furnish that information gladly once prepared to them, so for their edification. So I'm a table.
Table it until next time.
Our
But yeah,
engineers have a chance to
before
review.
we slip out of here, I can show you what they had for us.
I think we probably need to have an internal meeting about what information you guys gathered or had gathered. Donald, me, Troy, one of you guys, whoever's the most versed in it, and talk, and probably have a meeting with Ramsey, just Corbin Ramsey, too, potentially to talk.
I'd agree with that.
We'll just leave that at that. 2 meetings ago, I guess it was, Ron came to us about the 2 grinder pumps, and fee for those 2 pumps is $22K each pump. And obviously, he gave an elaborate exhortation about how they get pulled out of the wells to clean those grinder pumps. And the comment was there's no such thing as flushable pipes. And so that was the problem of binding those pumps. They are not grinder pumps like the new pumps are. So you might want to consider that for future information and get some detailed pricing about that. One of us just needs to contact Ron and get him to give us some hard information, Bible information that we can look at on that.
Like we're looking just kind of the next, it was a keep in the back of our mind for if the next time one goes, we will go that way. But
Definitely, and maybe do it all at the same time. But anyway, RDC 2026, we have President, Hope's president now. You're the secretary. We need to do that again before 2026, so we'll start the new year and we won't have to, I don't know how we did that last
before
year.
or after the first thing, therefore.
That way, when New Year comes, can we do that, Chris? I
Yeah,
thought we
you're the
could,
same
yeah.
board.
And then when the new year comes, we're already in place.
Mhm.
Same thing with council. Have that done, and then Sandra doesn't have to hold the meeting, the first meeting of the 2026. So we have all
Yeah,
that.
because I didn't know what to do.
So we need to call an additional meet, like a meeting at the end of the, get everyone in before the end of the year to get those in place. Is that what you're proposing?
We could either do it tonight, or I guess we'd call a special meeting to do it. Doesn't matter to me.
Let's see about, special, since we're down 2 people anyway, get them in there we can try to do that before.
You can't do it at the beginning of your first meeting in January if you want. I mean, it's up to you if you do a special meeting.
Right.
If you're doing it just for that, that's gonna be a quick meeting.
Right. So there's really no harm in waiting until after the first of the year.
Only on Sandra's part.
Sandra just has to bang the gavel, that's all there is to it.
I can do that.
Okay.
And we talked about the wastewater treatment, Ron's going back and that's on board for 2021, January 1st, I'm sorry, 2026, January 1st. I did it backwards. And Where we at on the town manager thing?
We're working through interviews, had one tonight, and we're gonna touch base where we need to start kind of narrowing down the list and getting you guys, some of the rest of you guys involved with the.
So talking with Chris briefly before the meeting started, we can do, full board interview with our final candidates in executive meeting.
Oh,
and
okay.
do it
Okay, good.
that way.
So we don't need to, okay, two
So
here,
we
two
don't have
here.
to break it up into
That could get
pieces.
complicated.
Just have to post it.
Okay,
It has to have a 48-hour window posted first,
okay.
a normal executive session.
So we'll just time it out when we can do.
Basically, you have to
Get
figure out
everyone, when everyone
if all
can be
these
there.
candidates are available on a specific day and time, and then post that executive meeting, that's when we need to make sure they're all available at the same time. You know,
Right, okay.
within
And you will not be able to make a decision.
no, it'll just
Right,
be a
right. But
discussion,
at least
so
we
they
can all be
talk.
there in the same time for.
So have we worked on the maintenance superintendent for water sewer maintenance guy, also the assistant and work? We got 4.
Currently, the
No.
only one that has been
We've been in only,
all these
Yeah.
managers, yeah,
and the HR position, we've got a
candidate
candidate.
for that.
Got that under control, do we not, Madam Treasurer?
Yep, she starts on the 20th.
That's all Mr. Fisher has.
All right. If there's nothing else, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Same to you.